Now it's time to talk about compound interest. This leads from the exponent discussion from the previous video, and it's going to lead back into an exponential topic having to do with the number e as we go on. But let's talk about a simple compound interest problem, because I will be asking this. Compound interest is not so common anymore. It used to be how things were done. You would have your principal amount. Let's see, is that AL or LE? I think it's AL, principal amount. And that would be P. Then you have your interest rate. And that would be R. Then you'd have the number of times this is calculated per year, and that is N, and your the way it is figured is the amount of money, let's say dollars, is equal to the principal times 1 plus the interest rate R divided by the number of times compounded that fraction, and then you're going to take that times NT. And I forgot to say that T is the number of years. So for example, let's say you buy a car and you're going to pay interest on it. You're going to pay it for 5 years. Every month you send in a payment. The principal amount is, the amount for the car. The interest rate, let's say it's 0.05, 5%. You don't get these low interest rates deals on this one. This was one of those, this was on the lot that was not to be gotten rid of so quickly. And then number of times this is calculated per year. Well, in our case, it's done every month, so it's going to be 12. So our formula, let's say P, let's say it's a $20,000 car. And so we're going to figure out how much interest we're going to pay for the full 5 years. So that's going to be 5,000. Where did I get 5,000? 20,000. That's our principal. Now we're going to multiply it times 1 plus my interest rate, which is 0.05. I'm going to divide that number by 12. That's the number of compounding periods in a year. Then I'm going to take it to the 12 times 5 power. I basically have 60 months on this loan. Every month it's going to have this much calculated, and it's going to add up. And so when I calculate this, I'm going to get a certain number. I didn't prepare in advance to what it is. You can do that though. On your calculator, you're going to want to work from the inside out. You're going to want to take 0.05 divided by 12, get that number, add 1 to it. Take that number to the 60th power, so whatever this number is here, you're going to enter that number in, and then you're going to hit your y to the x key, and then you're going to type 60 after that. 12 times 5 is 60. When you get that number, and it's going to be probably 1.4 something, I'm guessing. Then you multiply that times the 20,000, it's going to tell you how much you're really going to pay for the car over 5 years. So do that. This is compound interest. we are using it as an exponential function. The exponent is what drives the rate. If you had more pay periods at this interest rate, it'd end up being about the same, but what really drives it is the 5. That 5 years, if you did it for 10 years, it'd be a much larger amount. So anyway, do that calculation, but this is compound interest.